Lesson 9-6, Common Factors, or Greatest Common Factor. If a number is a factor of two numbers, it is called a common factor. So for example, if we have 2 and 4, the factors of 2 would be 1 and 2, because that's the numbers that you use to multiply to get 2. If we have 4, the factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. So you can see that the common factor would be the 2, because that's what you have in common with both numbers. The greatest common factor of this should say 2, TWO, sorry about that, numbers, is the greatest number that is a factor of both. So it's the greatest number that they have in common, not necessarily the first one that they have in common. One way that you could do greatest common factor is listing the factors out like we did on the previous example, or you can find the prime factorization of two numbers. So let's look at comparing 24 and 18 and say that we're trying to find the greatest common factor. You can do this by figuring out what the prime factorization of 24 is. So let's say 2 and 12, and then we can break the 12 down to 2 and 6, and the 6 down to 3 and 2. And then you could break down the 18 to 9 and 2, and then break it down to 3 and 3. And so you would only want to circle the things that they have in common. So if we write out the prime factorization of 24, we get 2, 2, 2, 3. Multiply all those together. And if we write out that of 18, we get 2 times 3 times 3. So we have 1 2 in common. The 24 has a 2, but 18 does not have any more 2's. 24 has another 2, but 18 does not. And they both have 1 3 in common. So then you can take the numbers that you circled, the 2 and the 3, and multiply those together to get 6 as your greatest common factor. Pause the video to try the examples below. Please do one of these examples listing out the factors, and then do another example finding prime factorization. So for the first example, let's list out the factors of 21. So we can have 1 times 21, 2 times nothing, 3 times 7, so times 7, 4, 5, all the way up to nothing but 21. And then for 35, we have 1 times 35, 5 times 7, and then we have 35 again. So here you can see that they both have a 7, and so the greatest common factor would be 7. For the next example, let's list the prime factorization of 18. So to find the prime factorization, I have 2 times 8, which is 3 times 3, so we have 2 times 3 times 3. And then the prime factorization of 32 would be 16 times 2, 4 times 2, 2 times 2. So 32 would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And now we identify the prime factorization, and we can see that the greatest common factor between 18 and 32 would be 2. Pause the video to complete the lesson review. Make sure you show me this lesson review for verification of watching this video.